Let me tell y'all why God is great. It was a time when I was young and my mom went past a friend's house and I'm sitting out there playing with her son. He much older. And after we playing for a while, I think he was mental. I didn't know back then. But later in life I realized, and we sitting on the porch and he just had an episode and went upstairs, and I guess he grabbed a sledgehammer and threw it at me. I'm like 6 years old at the time, and by the grace of God, it went past my head and, missed me. And she kind of semi-assessed the situation, but nothing major. I guess she knew he was mental or something, but later on in life, I seen him. I think I was a teenager, and he was hanging with one of my cousins, and I recognized him. From 6 years old, I definitely recognized him because of a situation like that. And some people say they can't remember stuff from before they was 10 years old or something like that. But my memory goes all the way back to maybe like 3, 4 years old and stuff like that. But I remember them. And then when I see him in the older years, I noticed he definitely was like, some people would say slow or mental or something like that. But, by the grace of God, it missed me and I was unharmed. God is great. And I remember another time when I was of this world and I was living a street life, and hopefully a lot of y'all get out of that street life, but I was definitely deep in the street life. But, I was playing with firearms and stuff like that, but I gave it up and, went back to the straight and narrow. But I still kept the firearms just for protection of me and my family, still living in urban areas like you would call the hood or something like that. So you wanted that protection, but I got arrested for it. And I was facing 5 to 10 years. And like I said, I had changed my life. So God noticed that or whatever. So usually you can't get out before your court date, well, you can't beat a charge before your trial or whatever. But I wound up beating that case at the preliminary, and that's definitely something that never happens, definitely for like a firearm. But I was in there, stressing. I had a paid lawyer. A lot of people didn't, but he ain't visit not one time, man. I was like, man, I'm going down. Just feeling, everybody coming back. It was like everybody it was like between Thanksgiving and Christmas, everybody was incarcerated for firearms and stuff like that. And everybody was getting 10 years, 5 years. So I'm facing 10 years, and I'm like, man, I ain't got no 10 years in me. I'm on my straight and narrow path, and I'm over it. But God definitely got me out early. I didn't even have to see the courtroom. And my lawyer said he took the state's attorney out for lunch and beat it a few days prior. I thought he forgot about me and just took the money and went, but God is great, I got a memory of a time where I was deep in the game. I'm talking about kingpin status and no turning back. just looking, just going and going, and like y'all say, trapping and trapping. And I remember one night I had a dream that I caught 40 years, man, 40 years, and I was in my early 20s, and that was God's way of saying, if you keep dealing in this devilish behavior, that's what's going to happen. So I left the life alone, I would say, the street life, the trap life, whatever y'all want to call it. And I say within a year and a half after I left the people I was dealing with and trapping with and stuff like that, they was on the news for a big case, and I, like, by the grace of God, dodged it, and they all caught between 35 and 40 years apiece. And I'm just watching the news like, wow, that could have been me. But like I say, by the grace of God, I was out of the game, and my name didn't come up in that situation, and blessed that that I had a warning from a dream. So God is great. A few years ago, I had a minor surgery. It wasn't nothing that you would be concerned about, but for some reason that week I just felt like something was going to go wrong. And I would say the day of the surgery, like an hour before, man, I get to sweating real hard, out of the blue, getting nervous. And I'm like, I had surgeries before, but this a minor one, like what's going on. And it was something small, routine. So I'm thinking like everything should be good, but I keep sweating and my nerves was bad. And after that hour went by, I went to the surgery room or whatever you want to call it. And then, when they about to put that mask on you and they tell you count backwards. So I was like, still feeling nervous. I'm still sweating, and I'm supposed to wake up, I think, about 45 minutes later. Man, I didn't get up. This was like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't get up until after 2 a.m. like the next day, and got this piece in my mouth going down to my stomach, and I'm in the ICU. They tell me I flatlined. They told me I passed away, and they did everything in their power to bring me back. So I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I just felt something was going to go wrong with that surgery, but it was minor. But they had a piece in my mouth, and they said it was helping me breathe, but I was trying to tell them it was choking me. And they kept saying, no, it's helping you breathe, but it was actually choking me because I had to cough, but I couldn't cough with that thing, down my throat. The ventilator, I don't know what it was, but one nurse, man, it was a male nurse, Mike. He seen it. I guess he seen it in my eyes that I was choking. Man. I would have passed away, again, because I couldn't breathe with the tube. And then, you got to cough. And he took it out, and I was able to still breathe and, cough and get back right. But, man, Mike definitely was an angel that day, for real. He definitely told them, like, take it out. He said he can't breathe. And the rest of the female nurses was saying, keep it in. I'm like, telling them, like, got the tube in me so I can't talk, but I'm trying to tell them I can't breathe, like, get this out of me. And Mike definitely was a hero, was an angel. And man, it was so rough, man. They said I flatlined, and they did everything so you can tell that they was, pressing on me and putting the little shocks on me and stuff like that, because my body was, man, it was gone. It was to the point where I couldn't even walk. They put me in a wheelchair, and my family had to carry me from the car to my room. And it was deep. Like for 2 weeks I couldn't even walk, man. I had to get help to go to the restroom. It was so rough. And you can tell it was like, felt like my body had passed away. But by the grace of God, he brought me back and let me know I had a purpose. And angels was with me. Angels, definitely. So definitely gonna follow my purpose and do what the Lord wants me to do, because like I say, man, God is great. But make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you got a testimony, man, please type it in the comments. Until next time, stay blessed. Peace.